You are looking at a new world record for the wave attempt. Can they do it? 168,000. They are here from the Guinness Book of World Records to certify the record if they can make it all the way around. Yes, folks, just another sellout crowd here at the world's fastest half mile in Bristol, Tennessee.
It looks like it's getting off turn 2 pretty good.
Building a little momentum down the backstretch here.
Got to get it to turn 3. We're going to have a record if they can make it all the way around. They would break the record by some 50,000 fans. And they have done it, folks. Here they come, a new world record for the wave. 168,000 fans have jammed their way in to watch what has historically been a stock car slugfest at Bristol Motor Speedway. Drivers are cinched up, fans are on their feet as we go trackside to get the command to fire them up.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the words we've all been waiting for, Sharpie 500 Grand Marshal Linda Hodges.
Drivers, start your engines.
Ready to roll, gang. Fired up. All right, bud, fired up. Simple. You ready to have some fun tonight? We're the toughest guys here. Let's fight. Let's work hard. Let's be patient. Let's be there at the end of the race. Go get it.
Engines have fired and NASCAR's finalists are set for 500 laps here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Take a look at our starting grid. Carl Edwards picks up his first pole of the year. How about a career best start for David Rudeman, who will start on the outside of row 1, and a tip of the hat for the over 50 crowd. Bill Elliott and Ken Schrader starting 5th and 7th tonight. Let's visit with our in-race reporter, Carl Edwards, who starts on the pole.
Carl Edwards, Dale Jarrett, the ESPN. You have a copy?
I got you, Dale.
Hey, Carl, is this the most physically demanding weekend in your quest to win 2 championships?
Well, you know how it is around here, Dale. I mean, it really is. If you know, there's no tougher place for me than here. I'd say maybe a road course on a hot day or something. But this place is pretty tough. And you know, last night we didn't have a lot of luck, so I didn't get to run a lot of laps. So in a way, I feel a little fresher today.
All right, Carl, our second question comes from our ESPN mailbag, and Angelo in Forest Hills, New York wants to know, with your spot in the chase nearly secured, what is your primary focus over the next 3 races?
Man, that's a good question, but my focus is just to win. That's it, period. Nothing else is, you know, it really doesn't matter what else happens as long as, you know, as long as we can win races, we're gonna benefit. But you know, we only get these 3 races really to do that. After that, it's about points. But for now, it's winning.
All right, great answer. Thanks, Carl. Good luck tonight. And now Andy's going to talk to crew chief Bob Osborne.
Cool. Give him some trouble. Give him a hard time, Andy. Don't go easy on him.
Okay. Hey, Bob, it's Andy up here. You got us?
Andy, how you doing?
Hey, pretty good, Bob. Last night we saw Carl had a problem with the right front tire going down because of excessive brake heat, and those cars don't have near the power that these cars do tonight. Is that going to be a problem for you guys?
Well, I hope it isn't. If your car's handling really well and you don't get stuck back in traffic at any point, you shouldn't have to use the brakes too much here. And in the past, we've seen that. It's just a poor handling car, and sometimes stuck back in traffic. It's a little rougher on brakes than what you expect, and hopefully we're not in that situation.
Okay, but that's a good answer, Bob. But this racetrack is new now. We've got a new surface here, and it's we've actually run on it a few races. What are the challenges now for setting up for this new racetrack?
Well, I found that the new pavement here is a little bit different from turn 1 and turn 2 to turn 3 and turn 4, where the old style track was a little more symmetrical. This one has a bigger variance from one corner to the next, so it's a little bit harder to set up for. You got to kind of trade off one side to the other to have a good car.
Well, that's very interesting, Bob. I appreciate the insight, and you guys have good luck tonight.
Get it, Andy. You too.
Look at the flash bulbs here for this crowd. One of the great scenes in all of sports, the Coliseum of Collision. Concrete high banks in Bristol, Tennessee. We'll take you inside some of those collisions of the beating and banging on the high banks of Bristol throughout the night with 8 high-definition on-board cameras. This is the only track on the circuit where there is a pit road on the front and back stretch, and the procedure here for pitting under caution is a bit unique.
Yeah, it is different here because we have we got 2 pit roads here, so it is a little bit different. You got turn 1, turn 2, and turn 3, turn 4. All the cars under caution are going to come in the pits over here in turn 2. They come all the way, no matter where you're pitting, front or back. You come over. If you're pitting on the front, you drive all the way around this apron, and you come in and you exit in turn 1. Now, if you are coming in off the racetrack under green, you can come in on your respective pit road right off the racetrack and down your pit road and back out on the racetrack. You can do the same thing on the back stretch. You come in here, come back out. So you don't lose as much time under green by not having to run the entire length of both pit roads.
Thank you, Andy. The challenges here at Bristol are many, starting with the pits themselves. Here's Shannon Spade.
That's right, Doc. Some of the most important moves that you'll see in today's race here, they don't happen on the track. They happen right here on pit road. And getting onto pit road can be the most critical time of a driver's race. This pit road speed is 30 miles per hour. And when you're under a green flag condition, sometimes it's very difficult to get your car slowed down so abruptly. But of course, if you speed, you're going to get a pit road penalty. And if you go too slow, you could lose track position. And because it is a short track, every mistake is magnified. There's very little room for error. Mike?
And Shannon, executing those pit stops equally challenging. The pit stalls here in Bristol, very small, just 28 feet in length. You can see as the camera now moves from the beginning of this pit stall all the way to the end, very tight in comparison to, say, Indianapolis, for example. The camera continues to move. That's 47 feet in length. So these teams aren't used to these very tight conditions and have to be very precise in their stops. Otherwise, driver could slide through his box, could get pinched in, or he could even collide with another competitor. All problems that are very difficult to recover from here in Bristol, Jamie.
Well, Mike, we heard Andy talking about how challenging having 2 pit roads will be. Well, if you're Gil Martin, crew chief, for Clint Boyer, when a caution flag drops, he's going to have his work cut out for him. It's all about time. When the caution flag falls, all cars must drop off of turn 2 and come down pit road. Clint Boyer's pit box is here. He'll have about 20 seconds to convey to his team what he wants to do on that pit stop. And then, by the way, when he pulls back out, a lot of the rest of the field will still be coming down pit road. He'll be forced to blend. He's got to stay out of trouble. Dave?
Jamie, your communication has to be tight, visual to verbal. What you see in your mind on your computer screen or from the spotter stand on the track, you have to get there with quick. Last week I'd have been able to say, now let's go upstairs to Dr. Jerry Punch. Here at Bristol, you got to say, Doc.
Thank you, guys. We are set for green flag racing. The only car that'll go to the rear is a 6 car of David Reagan, who had problems with a primary car in qualifying. He will slide to the back of the pack. There is David letting the field go by and getting back there. It is a 500-lap race here tonight, folks, on a high-banked half-mile oval in Bristol, Tennessee.
We were going green. They found a piece of debris. We're going to go another lap before they turn them loose.
The pit road speed tonight will be 30 miles an hour. There's the pit window, and it is a transitional or variable banking from 26 to 30 degrees. But the key one here, Andy, is that number 30 miles an hour.
Definitely that number. That 30 miles an hour is so slow, and it's so hard for these guys to run that speed and not get caught, and it's very tempting to push it.
Yeah, you feel like you're just creeping, and it's tempting to really cut it short in these corners, and you have to be really careful there because it's not that you're going any faster, it's just that shortens the area, and you can be caught for speed.
How about some of the sleepers that just might surprise some folks tonight?
My sleeper is Eric Almirola. He had a great race in the spring. He finished 8th. He's been sitting on the sidelines watching these guys, and I know he's itching to get back going again, and I'm sure he's going to have a good race tonight.
Well, my sleeper's didn't have a very good Friday. He crashed qualifying, and then he had a little accident in the nationwide race last night. But I'm going with David Reagan. I think that he's really pumped up, wants to have a good race tonight to get himself in that chase.
Folks, glad to have you with us. Ford, Toyota, and Chevrolet, the front 3 cars, 500 laps at Bristol Motor Speedway. As they will come down and they have checked debris on the racetrack, they will give them the one to go this time by. What's it like in that seat, knowing that you're sitting inside a tidal wave of humanity about to go at it?
This is an incredible feeling, being a driver here, seeing all of these fans here that have come out to watch this race. You know how exciting it is. You've watched it before yourself, before you got the opportunity to drive here, and now you're a part of this. It's just an incredibly exhilarating feeling.
Got to survive Bristol. Got to be able to get there at the end. Remember, so many drivers know that they have got to get through this night, particularly those guys in the bubble with just 3 races to go, before the chase begins. Just 3 events in the regular season for NASCAR before the championship chase begins. And it's got to go through Bristol. You got to somehow survive the high banks.
It's going to be interesting as we get ready to come to the green. We saw 3 different lanes being used here tonight, and I think it's going to be at least that, Andy.
Yeah, we'll see these guys really jockey for position and get 3 wide pretty quick.